Welcome to the craft brew capital of Canada. Hey everyone, welcome back to A Couple Travelers. Andy and Jenna here, coming to you from Canada. We are here in Victoria, British Columbia for our fourth and final port of call aboard this 7-night Alaska glacier cruise here on Royal Caribbean's Ovation of the Seas.
I can't believe the trip's almost over. We get back on board tonight after Victoria. We get off the ship tomorrow in Seattle really early in the morning.
Yeah, and just how we started the trip next to the celebrity solstice. Here she is coming into port. She did a jaunt around Canada as well and now is coming in to enjoy British Columbia like we are.
We arrived in Victoria around 4 p.m. We were scheduled to arrive around 5, but we did get here a little bit early and they were able to let people off the ship earlier. We're still on board because we're, like we said, meeting our excursion on board to disembark together. But for everybody who's just exploring the port on their own, they are good to get off now. And then just to give you a look, this is the walk over to where the buses are.
So this is a different type of port, as the shops and other things to do are not right off the boat. You actually need to pay to take a shuttle over to the main Victoria area. I heard it was about a 20-minute walk. If you prefer to walk yourselves, it is a gorgeous day, but you're not going to be able to get off the ship and have everything right there. You definitely need to account for the time to head over to downtown Victoria.
And just for the record, this is a ship, not a boat.
When did I say boat?
Just now.
No, really?
Yes.
I've been so good about that.
Roll the tape.
Things to do are not right off the boat. But you have to admit, I'm very good about saying
You
shit.
are. You learned
Dang
geodesic
it.
sphere very quickly.
Yeah, well, it's because we went on a boat the other day to whale watch, and then
Yes.
after I started to say boat, and yeah.
I'm pretty sure if the vessel has something like this, like the North Star, that's going to be a ship.
So we actually do have an official excursion booked here in Canada. So we're doing the Canadian Ale Trail and City Highlight Tour. It is $253.98, so about $127 a person, but we are going to be touring 3 specific breweries and getting to taste beer at all of them. Victoria, British Columbia is the craft brew capital of Canada, which we didn't know until booking this tour. So excited to check all of those out today.
So we're about to head to the music hall to meet with our excursion group, check all of our passports, and then get ashore. So let's get to it. Also, a little tip in case you are new to cruising or just want to know when to do certain things on the ship. So obviously your ports of call days are going to be very popular days to get off the ship. And when that's the case, you will find scenes like this aboard with nobody in the pool. It is almost 70 degrees here, so I mean, it is warm enough to be in the water. There is also an indoor pool and the adults-only solarium on board, but in case you want a very not crowded time to be in the pool, consider going on your ports of call days.
I just overheard Andy's tip, and I completely 100% disagree. And I disagree mainly because this is an Alaskan cruise. Do not take a cruise to Alaska.
The plane disagrees with Jenna
Very
as well.
loud helicopter. Do not take a cruise to Alaska and not get off to see the Alaskan ports to use the pool.
I don't
no,
think-
no. I mean, on a Caribbean cruise, fine.
Yeah, my statement wasn't specific to an Alaskan cruise. It was just in general that if you want a quiet time
Yes.
for the pool.
In general, that's a great cruise.
Yes.
Do not do that in Alaska.
Agreed.
You need to get off the ship in Alaska and
Yes.
see Alaska.
So just in general, port days are quiet aboard the ship. So if you want to do things more to yourself, consider doing them on port days.
Whistle Buoy, stop number 1 of 3. I got the ice cold lager.
The chillest beer in town.
The chillest beer in town. And Andy got the Eagle Spruce Tip Pale Ale. I'm gonna try yours. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like the hops on that.
Super light, super refreshing.
I need to expand the beers that I drink because I've actually been.
You've been tending more towards hops lately.
And I used to like despise hops, but now when I've been trying some other things, I've been liking it. So maybe I should expand over from mainly drinking Hefeweizen. But yeah, no, this is good. Look what I found. How do you even play this?
So it's a version of ring toss.
There's like a name for this. I've seen it before, but I've seen people be a lot better, where it's like really a lot of back and forth, and this is just sad. Overall thoughts on stop number 1, Whistle Buoy Brewing Company.
I like the vibe. It's in this kind of quaint Market Square area of Victoria. Pretty chill in here, has some nice games, really good beers from what we've had, and I'd say it's a pretty solid brewery.
Off to stop number 2.
Let's go.
Stop number 2, Herald Street Brew Works, and we're actually doing a flight here. So we're starting off with their newest beer, which is called the Sun Dollar, which is a prickly pear sour. So, cheers. Oh, that is sour.
So the second beer that we're sampling is the Laurel Saison, which the bartender described as a cross between a lemon and floral, so hence Laurel. She almost described it as a wine beer, so she definitely said there's like lemon that will come through, and it kind of has like a drier finish, hence the wine comparison, so let's give it a try. Yeah, that's a very fair comparison actually. I would say it's more dry than refreshing. You get a little bit of the lemon early, and then more of the wine after that.
On to number 3. It is called Like and Subscribe, which, by the way, you should like this video and subscribe to the channel. Did you like that?
That was. If you didn't make that reference, I would have been very disappointed in you. We would have just stopped the video there.
I just would have had to end it and turn over my YouTube password at that point. This is a hazy Belgium IPA. And she said you can tell it's hazy because you can't see through it. So, it smells very hoppy. I actually like it. I think I like hops lately. What the heck? I think I used to hate beer sometimes, and then I used to hate vodka, now I like it. It's like your tastes change over time. I used to be more gin, and now I'm more whiskey.
Right.
This is great.
So this is the
Black Strap Porter.
And she said, don't be fooled, it's
By the color.
has hints of chocolate and cherry. You're not a porter drinker, so
I'm not a porter drinker.
I'm wondering what you think
won't
of
like
this.
Not for me. You might like it.
Ooh, I get the cherry.
It smells good.
It does smell good. Porters usually smell good. Ooh, smooth. It's really good. More cherry than chocolate, but I think this is the best one I've had so far. I like this.
How does this brewery compare to the last brewery? What ranking would you give the first brewery? And what ranking would you give?
Like out of 10?
Sure. Well, it's hard to compare apples to apples
Yeah,
when we
it's
got
tough
to
to
try
say
more
because we've
here.
only been there for we're only at the first place for like a half hour. I'd give the other place like an 8 out of 10. Nice, kind of very casual location, the games and everything. This place actually has the same games. I saw people playing downstairs. The service is really good here, so I'd probably give this place like an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10.
I'd agree.
Really good beers. I think Victoria is already living up to its name or mantra of craft beer capital of Canada. just finished up our third and final stop of the beer tour, or the ale trail here in Victoria. Had a great time. We're actually rushing to head back to the ship now. All aboard is in about 25 minutes, so we need to get there, but we will recap our thoughts of this great excursion once we get back to the ship here.
I'm sad we only had like 4 hours here, really.
I know. I love this city.
It was so nice. I would have loved to go to, like, explore the gardens.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Next time.
We will be back.
We will.
The ship looks gorgeous. The celebrity solstice is a couple travelers' colors. Navy blue, orange, and white. We should have picked that one, dude.
We've been talking about a celebrity cruise.
We have been. Well, I want to go, if we're doing celebrity, I want to either go on one of the Edge class ships and or a Kate.
Captain Kate cruise.
Captain Kate
Yep.
cruise. So, on the bucket list.
Back on the ship. I know. Back on the ship as we head back to Seattle.
Yeah, it is 9:45. We actually got back on after the 9:30 cutoff time.
Yeah.
But fact, in case you actually don't know this, but if you book an excursion through Royal Caribbean and that excursion is late, they wait for you.
On the other end, if you go out independently and don't book something through Royal and you're not back by
You
the
are
all aboard
left
time.
behind.
Yes. So always better safe than sorry to book something through the cruise
100%.
line.
Especially when you're like out drinking.
Yeah.
Like you lose track of time.
Speaking of which, we didn't really lose track of time. I think we got through a lot in like 4.
It was a 3-hour and 45-minute excursion.
That was a lot of fun.
We had so much fun. I loved how casual this one was.
It wasn't like a formal excursion. Like, we got a little bit of the history of Victoria.
Like the drive to and from like the downtown area. We got a lot of history from the driver, who was super nice, and from the tour guide when we were on foot walking between the 3 different breweries.
Yeah.
So
she was actually from a local Victoria tourism, I guess, company, and she kind of guided us through, and we had a great driver who kind of also gave us some knowledge, which was nice.
Yeah. Want to update you on stop 3, which was hands down the best of the 3 breweries that we went to. It's called the Swan Hotel and the Swan Brewery. They're 2 things together. And we were given 2 beers here. So we had a surprisingly large amount of beer for what I thought would be in this excursion.
These were 2 full pints. Or no, 1 full pint and one...
And then 1 8-ounce.
Yes.
At the Swan Brewery, the first one, the full pint, was their Vikes lager. Vikes after Vikings, which is the mascot of
University of Victoria.
Exactly. And then the small one we had was the Guilty Pleasure, which is a raspberry blonde ale.
That was good.
Which was really good. I think one of my favorites, besides the IPA at stop 2 was really good. But the best part of this meal, or of this stop rather, was the food. So included in the price of the excursion, they gave potato skins that had a beer cheese sauce with bacon, which was really good. So everybody got that regardless. And then we also had the opportunity to order food because we had just under an hour at this last stop. Mm-hmm. So we ordered a corn dog, which was really good. Mm-hmm. But the star of the show was
the poutine.
It
just
was
traditional
delicious.
Poutine. Crinkle cut fries, gravy, and cheese curds.
Yeah, but I didn't expect it to be that good.
It was genuine Canadian poutine.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was, I think, 30 roughly Canadian dollars for the 2 things that we ordered.
With tip, 35 or 36 Canadian dollars.
So I mean, the food was delicious. Overall, I think the tour was well worth it.
100%. Yeah. And we didn't vlog the 3rd spot because at this one we actually all sat at one big table, and so we actually started talking to other people and didn't want to be rude and start vlogging, but somebody was from Long Island, which is where Andy grew up, so we all started talking about that and had some nice conversations. So that
that was nice because the other two stops, everyone kind of stayed separated and whatnot. So that was fun too. So one of the things that they pointed out once we left port was that they said, see those mountains over there? That's actually the United States, which I didn't think Victoria was that close. It's only about, what do you say, 25 miles or something like that?
He said at the closest point was 23 miles.
23 miles.
Yeah.
So you actually could take a ferry from Victoria to Seattle in 2.5 hours. So we're going to be there nice and early. I mean, I'm sure the ship will have to go much slower to get over there. It was crazy to know that we're that close.
I actually really liked Victoria as a city from even just the short, time that we were there. It's a nice city on the water, which is like a kind of a big thing for me. Just like you could tell it has like a good culture, good vibes. So would love to come back here and spend some more time here.
Yeah, and I hear the whale watching is supposed to be really excellent here. So that's another excursion option when you're here. But if you're ever in the Seattle area, people take ferries out from Seattle in between here and Victoria, and the whale watching is supposed to be spectacular.
That is going to put a bow on our ports of call for the Alaska cruise, the Celebrity Solstice right here, also heading back to Seattle tomorrow.
That was the ship across from us when we arrived at the Seattle port, so I'm sure they will be in Seattle tomorrow morning with us.
They will be right across the pier from us.
But if you've liked our content so far, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, especially if you're interested in Royal Caribbean content, because we are sailing on the inaugural sailing of Icon of the Seas in January of 2024. Brand new class of ship. There'll be so much to share there. If you're also interested in traveling yourself on aboard Royal Caribbean, I am a travel agent and it is completely free to work with me, and I'm able to give you a lot of expert advice and packing lists and help you plan that perfect vacation. So I'll put my email address in the video description below if you want any more information.
And one more comment I actually had on Victoria. Every spot that we went to, it seemed like the people were just incredibly nice. It seems like Jenna agrees.
Nodding in agreement.
Jenna agrees with that too, but just want to give a big shout out to our tour guides and just the people who we interacted with at the different restaurants and breweries. And then on a larger note, in case we don't get to this in any of the other videos, big shout out to the crew of Ovation of the Seas. Had some really stellar interactions with a few of the crew members, but just overall service was great and really lives up to the Royal Caribbean standards. So just wanted to thank the entire crew of over 1,500 people aboard this ship for giving us a great vacation. That is going to be it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on social media at A Couple Travelers.
And until next time, keep traveling.